In this video, we'll be taking a look at setting a document up in Photoshop from scratch to a specific size. So usually when we're working in Photoshop, we're either opening up an existing file to edit it in some way, retouch it, that sort of thing, or we're creating a brand new document as a blank canvas and then we're adding elements or we're adding photos into that document. And we normally do that when we've got a specific size we need to work to. So for example, if you're doing a Facebook banner or a web banner, that needs to meet specific size requirements and resolution. So we need to set it up from the outset as a blank template, and then we can drop our images into that. So to do that, we'll come up to the File menu and we'll come down to create a new document, first option there. So from within the new document window, we've got a number of recently created documents, and then we've also got this menu that runs across the very top here. So if we're doing a web-based document, we can come across to the web settings, and it gives us typical sizes that you might see for a screen resolution. We can see there's even got like iMac 27-inch listed there. We can also use the print options when we're doing this. That would obviously be if you're doing more of a print-based document, such as an A4 size or an A3. But I'll go back across to the web-based documents, but I'm going to type in a specific size. I want my size to be for a Facebook banner. So I would use the right-hand side here of the preset details. I can customize this area to suit a Facebook banner size. So generally when we're working with web-based documents, the units that we want to work with are pixels, and we can see that that's already chosen from there. And then for the width of a Facebook banner, I don't know, they change them all the time, but let's just say that it's 851 pixels in width, and then we'll give it a height of 315 pixels in height. Now that I've set up the width and height, we can see here that I've got my options for orientation, and it's already set to a landscape orientation, but I can swap those around if I wanted to change it to portrait. And then I've got the option to also include artboards, which basically means I can have multiple canvases or artboards in the one document. Let's just say I want to create a series of Facebook banners that have similar elements but a slightly different feel or a slightly different approach with each one. I could have them all saved in the one document, but in this case I'm just going to be doing a one-off, so I'm going to untick the artboards option. Then I've got the resolution here sitting at 72 pixels per inch, and that's pretty typical resolution for web-based documents. If we were doing a print-based document, normally we would set this up as a 300 pixel per inch image. And then finally, we've got our color mode here. Once again, for web-based documents, we work in an RGB, a red, green, and blue color space. And then we also generally will work with 8-bit color. Then we've got the option here to also choose our background. If we wanted to have a different colored background, we could choose from here and then click on this little button here to allow us to use our color picker to dial in a particular hue, and then also the saturation of the hue, and then also the brightness. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stick with a white background. And that's it. We won't worry about the advanced options in this video, and we'll come down and create this brand new document by clicking the Create button here. Excellent. Okay, so now that we've got this blank canvas, we have a look over here at the Layers panel, and we can see that we've just got our default background layer, which is currently locked. Now, if I wanted to start doing things within this document, I'll need to add some content. So you may have some sort of background image that you want to drop in, and possibly some text over the top of that. So to start bringing some content in, I can come up to the File menu, and then I can just scroll down to where I've got my place options. And I can either place a linked file or an embedded file. So when I place an embedded file, it's going to take a copy of the file and paste it directly into this document, which will increase the file size. Otherwise, I can link the file, so rather than copying and pasting a copy of that file into this document, it'll just link back to the original source, which will keep my file size quite small. And it will also allow me to create updates or modify that linked file, and it will update in this document as I make those changes. But in this example, I'm going to choose to embed the file, so make a copy of it and paste it directly into this document. So I'll just navigate to where I've got a document. I'll click on this one here and place it, and it will drop that file into my canvas. There it is. Now it's fitting it within the bounds of the canvas, but I can increase the size so it does run the full width, and I'll do that by coming across to this top right corner here, and I'll drag that out. Now as I'm dragging that, I'll drag the lower left as well, and I'll hold shift as I do that, just to ensure that I keep the proportions. Once I'm happy with that scaling, I can then come up here and commit to that transformation by clicking on the little tick there, or I can hit enter or return on the keyboard, and I've now placed that image in. We can see now in the layers panel that has placed directly above our background layer. So there you have it. That's how we can create a custom sized canvas and then place images into that document that we know is set up specifically for a Facebook banner. In the next video, we'll take a further look at this layers panel and the sort of things we need to look out for when we're working with layers across our Photoshop files. See you in the next video.